Hi, good evening, friends. Good evening to all of you. Welcome back once again on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. In this next session for MHCET Law 2024, 100 most expected questions of mathematical aptitude. So, friends, all of you must be doing a proper preparation for this examination, and this series will help you in in solving some more questions that will help you to increase your amount of practice for the upcoming examination. These questions you can treat them as a set of revision questions on the topics which are considered as the most important, the most expected type of questions for our MHCET law examination. I will be solving some questions in this session, and the questions will appear on your screen one by one. I'll be giving you somewhere around 1 minute to solve every question, after which we'll have a complete discussion for each of these questions. All right. Okay, so friends, I hope I'm clearly visible and audible to you. So let's start with this session. Let's start solving the questions. So the first question will appear on your screen in a few moments. Be prepared with a rough sheet and a pen and try to solve each of these questions right now. Okay, as in when you are watching this session, try to solve each of these questions. Okay, so the first question on your screen now. Now the question says that 80 carpenters decided to complete a work in 10 days by working 10 hours a day. But after 5 days, they observed that they completed only 40% of the work. So if they want to complete the remaining work in the 5 days, how many hours per day should they work in order to achieve the target? Now you can get the answer of this question by making equations. That is one of the ways. But if you'll read this question carefully, then you will understand that this question can be solved orally as well. Maximum in 10 seconds. Yes, I'm serious. 10 seconds के अंदर answer आ सकता है. You can also solve by making equations that will take you somewhere around 45 seconds to 1 minute. Now, generally, the level of difficulty that we find in the questions of mathematical aptitude in MHCET law examination is pretty low. All right, let's solve this one. Now, first of all, let's look at the quantity of work. Now, this work can be finished by, so since 80 carpenters decided to finish a piece of work in 10 days, working 10 hours a day, so the amount of work can be assumed as 80 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. This is the total amount of work. Okay. Now, after 5 days, they observed that they completed only 40% of the work. So I can say that in 5 days, the amount of work that will be completed is 40% of this work. Okay, right? So 80 carpenters in 10 days, sorry, 80 carpenters in 5 days will finish how much work? 80 into 5 into 10. Okay, so 80 carpenters working for 5 days, right? And they have worked for 10 hours a day. This is the amount of work that they have finished, right? Now this is 40% of the total work. So we can say that the original target that they have set for themselves for 80 carpenters working 10 days, every day they will work for 10 hours. So that was not practical. Okay, so 80 carpenters in 5 days working 10 hours a day, they have finished 40% of the work. So this is 40% of the work. Now remaining 60% of the work. So remaining 60% of the work now they will have to finish in 5 days. So if this 80 into 5 into 10 is 40% of the work, so I can say that 40 if 4,000 units is 40% of the work, then I can say that 6,000 units will be the remaining 60% of the work. Okay, now this work will be done by 80 carpenters. They will require 5 days, and let's say they work for X hours every day, right? Okay, so the value of X, so if you'll equate this, it will be 6,000 will be equal to 8 into 5 40, or 80 into 5 400x. So the value of x will come out to be 6,000 divided by 400, and that is equal to 15. So now the remaining work will be finished by these 80 carpenters in 5 days, provided they will work for 15 hours a day. And that should be the answer of this question. So the correct answer is option B, right? So this is how you can make equations. But if you want to do this question orally by using a simple logic, so I can say that 80 carpenters in 5 days, they have worked for 10 hours a day, right? Now, same number of carpenters in same number of days will work for how many hours to complete the remaining work? Now, if this is 40%, and they will have to do 60% of the remaining work, okay? Now, 40 to 60, there's an increase of 50 percentage, right? Now, if this part and this part is same, so they will have to increase per day number of hours by 50 percentage. Okay, since the work has increased by 50 percentage, then the number of hours that they'll have to work every day will increase by 50 percentage. So earlier they were working for 10 hours a day. Now they'll have to work for 10 plus 50 percentage, that is 10 plus 5, 15 hours a day. So 15 will be the correct answer of this question, right? Let's look at question number 2. Now, question number 2 is a question on time, speed, distance. You have to be slightly careful while solving this one. Now, train A leaves Delhi at 7 a.m. and reaches Haridwar at 10:30 a.m. While train B leaves Haridwar at 8 a.m. and reaches Delhi at 12 noon. So, first train A is taking 3.5 hours to travel from Delhi to Haridwar, and train B, which started at 8 a.m., is taking 4 hours to travel from Haridwar to Delhi. Right? Now the question is, at what time did the two trains cross each other if they are moving on parallel tracks? So the trains are moving on parallel tracks. That means the distance that each of the trains will cover between Delhi and Haridwar will be same. Okay, so distance same hai, ye pata hai. First train is taking 3.5 hours. It started at 7 a.m. Second train is taking 4 hours and it started at 8 a.m. So definitely the two trains will cross each other somewhere between Delhi and Haridwar. So we'll have to find out the time at which the two trains will cross each other. Okay, now what I'll do is to make things easy in this question, to make calculations easy in this question, I'll assume the total distance between Delhi and Haridwar. I'll assume it a number such that it is completely divisible by 3.5 hours and 4 hours, which are the time taken by the two trains. So I'll assume the total distance between Delhi and Haridwar as 28 kilometers. Okay. So time taken by train A, 28 kilometers divided by 3.5. Okay, 3.5 hours. So Fine. So we can say that the speed of train A will be 28 divided by 3.5. Okay. And that will be 8 kilometers per hour. Okay. 8 kilometers per hour will be the speed of train A. Train B, which traveled 28 kilometers in 4 hours, its speed will be 28 upon 4, that is 7 kilometer per hour. Right? I have assumed the total distance between Delhi and Haridwar as 28 kilometers, and in that case, the speeds are 8 kilometer per hour and 7 kilometer per hour respectively. Done? Simple, abhi tak? Okay. Now, train A started at 7 a.m., but train B started at 8 a.m. Okay. So, till 8 a.m., I can say that train A must have traveled for 1 hour, and in 1 hour it will travel 8 kilometers. Okay. So, till 8 a.m., train A must have traveled 8 kilometers. So, at 8 a.m., the leftover distance between the two trains will be 20 kilometers. Okay. So, now I know the location of, or I know the distance between these two trains at the same time at 8 a.m. Okay. So, at 8 a.m., the distance between them is 20 kilometers. Now, the time taken by the two trains to meet will be distance divided by the relative speed. Now the speed of first train is 8, speed of second train is 7. They are moving towards each other, so the relative speed will be the sum of their speeds. Okay, so the relative speed will be 8 plus 7, that is 15. So 20 upon 15 hours will be the time taken by these two trains to meet or to cross each other after 8 a.m. Okay, so this time is 4 upon 3 hours. 4 upon 3 hours is 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so 1 hour and 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. So that means the two trains will cross each other at 9:20 a.m. So 9:20 a.m. option C is the correct answer of this question. All right. Great. Let's move on and look at the next question, question number 3. Now, question number 3 is based on the feasibility of a triangle. The length of the sides of different triangles are given below. Which one of these triangles does not exist? So, existence property of triangle, this is the property that we use here, existence property. Now, the property says that if A, B, and C are the three lengths, okay, then the sum of any two sides, if it is greater than the third side, then triangle is possible. So, in any triangle, the sum of the lengths of any two sides should be greater than the third side, right? So, I can say that A plus B should be greater than C, or B plus C should be greater than A, or A plus C should be greater than B. Alright, so the sum of any two sides should be greater than the third side, then only the triangle is possible. Now, generally, when you are picking up a triangle, so what you can do is just take up the smallest sides, okay, on one side. So these are the smallest sides. So 7 plus 14, that is 21. 21 is greater than 16. So yes, the triangle is possible. Option B, 9 and 7 are the shortest sides. So 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 is greater than 15. Yes, again the triangle is possible. In the next case, 11 and 12 are the shorter sides. So 11 plus 12, yes, it is greater than 13. So the triangle is possible. In the last case, 16 plus 7, which is 23. 23 is not greater than 23. It is equal. So I can say that the triangle is not possible. Okay, so which one of these triangles does not exist? Option D will be the correct answer of this question. Okay, wonderful. So that was question number 3. Let's move on and look at question number 4. Now the question number this question is based on the concept of ratios. There are 4 members in a family: father, mother, son, and daughter. The sum of their ages is 90 years. 6 years ago, the ratio of their respective ages was 9:8:3:2. Find the number of years after which the son's age will be same as father's present age. And the ratio of their ages 6 years ago is given. So I'll start from here. Okay. The ratio is 9 is to 8 is to 3 is to 2. So I'll assume the ages of these four people 6 years ago as 9x, 8x, 3x, and 2x. Okay. So if these are their ages 6 years ago, then their ages now will be 9x plus 6, 8x plus 6, 3x plus 6, and 2x plus 6. Okay. Also, the sum of their ages at present is given as 90 years. So I can say that the sum of these four will be equal to 90. Okay. So now you can make an equation. So 9x plus 8x plus 3x plus 2x. So it is 22x plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, that is 24, is equal to 90. Simplifying this, I'll get the value of x as 3. Okay. So the value of x is equal to 3. Now I can calculate the present age of all four of them. Done. Now, what do I have to find out? We have to find out the number of years after which the son's age will be same as father's present age. So let's calculate father's present age and son's present age. Okay. Now, father's present age is 9x plus 6. So that is 9 into 3, 27 plus 6 is 33. And son's present age is 3x plus 6. So 3 into 3, 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay. So son's present age is 15. Now the difference between their ages 33 and 15 is 18 years. So I can say that after 18 years, the son's age will be same as the father's present age. Okay. So the correct answer of this question should be option C, that is 18 years. So that is correct answer of this question. Let's move on to look at question number 5. A dishonest vegetable seller professes to sell his vegetables at the cost price. Okay. So if this vegetable seller is not dishonest, okay, he's not cheating any person and he's selling the vegetables at the cost price, in that case, there will be no profit, no loss. Okay. However, he sells W grams instead of 1 kg. So instead of 1000 grams, he is giving W grams. Thereby, he is having a profit of 14.28 percentage. Okay. So since he's having a profit, that means he's cheating the customers. Okay. He's cheating the customers by giving less quantity for 1 kg, for every 1 kg. Right. So we'll have to find out how many grams he's actually giving instead of 1 kg. So since he's getting a profit, that means he's cheating his customers. That means he's giving less what is being asked by the customer. So obviously the value of W should be less than 1000 grams. All the options are less than 1000 grams. Okay. So you'll have to calculate what will be the value of W. Okay. Now I always solve these questions starting with an assumption. So I'll start by an assumption that the cost price of 1 gram of the vegetable is 1 rupee. Okay, I'll assume the cost price as of 1 gram as 1 rupee. Now, since he professes to sell the vegetables at the cost price, so that means according to him, the selling price of 1 gram will be same. Okay. Now, the customer is asking for 1000 grams. So the customer will pay according to 1000 gram. But the shopkeeper, the vegetable seller, is actually giving W grams. So the cost price will be according to W grams. This is one thing that you need to understand. I'll repeat. Okay. Now, customer is asking for 1000 grams, but the shopkeeper is actually giving him W grams. Okay. Now, since shopkeeper is giving him W grams, the cost price will be according to the actual quantity that is given to the customer, which is W grams in this case. So cost price will be according to W grams, right? But the customer is paying according to 1000 grams. Customer don't know that he's being cheated. So customer has asked for 1000 grams. He will pay according to 1000 grams. So selling price will be according to 1000 grams. Okay. Cost price of 1 gram is 1 rupee. So cost price of W grams will be W rupees. Selling price of 1 gram is 1 rupee. Selling price of 1000 grams will be 1000 rupees. So this is the cost price and this is the selling price. So the profit here will be 1000 selling price minus the cost price. Profit percentage will be divided by the cost price. Okay. And this profit is 14.28 percentage. In fractions, it is 1 by 7. Okay, so on both sides I have written in terms of fractions. On the left hand side I have not multiplied by 100, you could have. Okay, so do cross multiplication and get the value of W. So W's value will be 7000 divided by 1 plus 7, that is 8. 7000 upon 8, so it will be 125 less than 1000, so that means 875. So the value of W will be 875 and that will be the answer of this question, which is option B. Okay. Moving on to the next question, question number 6. Very simple, straightforward question. Must solve it in less than 20 seconds. The sum and the difference of two numbers are given. You'll have to find out the product of the numbers. Quickly find out the numbers and tell me the product. So the sum A plus B is given as 30. The difference A minus B is given as 10. Okay. So you can treat them as linear equations in two variables. Okay. And find out the values of A and B. So if I'll add these two statements, A plus A will be 2A, B will be cancelled, and that is equal to 30 plus 10, which is 40. So the value of A is 20. Substituting this value of A in any of the above equations, you will get the value of B, which will be 10. So the two numbers are 20 and 10. The product of these two numbers will be 20 multiplied by 10, that is 200. So option C, that is 200, is the correct answer of question number 6. Next question. Now slightly difficult question. The question on simple interest and compound interest. So question is about this about the difference between the interests. So first type is interest earned on rupees X for 2 years at simple interest of 10% per annum. The second one is interest earned on rupees X plus 2000 for 2 years at a compound interest of 10% per annum. Now the difference between these two is given as 550. You will have to find out the value of X. Now first of all, we'll talk about the simple interest, right? So simple interest, the rate of interest is 10% and it is given for 2 years. Now in 1 year, I am getting 10%. So in 2 years, simple interest will become double of that, that is 20%. Okay. So the net simple interest will be 20 percentage of X. X was the principal, right? So this question is about finding the net rate of interest. So net rate of interest or net interest. So 1 year it is 10%, 2 years it will be 20% because this is simple interest. Now compound interest. The compound interest, the rate of interest is 10% and it is given for 2 years. So net rate of interest will be 10 plus 10 plus 10 into 10 upon 100, that is 21 percentage. Okay, this is basic formula. Successive percentage change से देख सकते हो या फिर 10% है, so 1 plus 10 upon 100 square. Okay, so this is 1.1 square, that is 1.21. Fine. So 1.21, that means 21 percentage rate of interest. So the compound interest will be 21 percentage of the principal. Principal in this case is 2000, right? The difference between these two is given as 550, right? So the compound interest, which is 21 percentage of X plus 2000 minus 20 percentage of X, this is given as 550. Opening the brackets, 21 percentage of X minus 20 percentage of X will give me 1 percentage of X plus 21 percentage of 2000. Okay, that will be 420 and this is equal to 550. So 1 percentage of X is 130. So the value of X will come out to be 13,000. We have to find out the value of X. The value of X is 13,000. That is option B. Okay. So option B is the correct answer of this question. Next question, question number 8. A wonderful question this one is. Now there is a 3-digit number that has only odd digits. Odd digits means it is made up of 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. So only these digits are used to make this 3-digit number, and two of those digits are equal, are same. Okay, so the number can be of this type AAB, it can be of this type ABA, or it can be of this type BAA. So two of the digits are same, okay, and the digits are only odd digits. Also the number is divisible by 11, okay. So many constraints are given. This number is also divisible by 11. So how many values can the number assume? So how many possibilities are there for this 3-digit number? This is what you'll have to calculate. So I have written the different possibilities of the form of the number. AAB, ABA, BAA. These can be the different possibilities, right? I just have to check if the number is divisible by 11 or not and find out the possible values the number can assume. Now, if the number is divisible by 11, I can say that the sum of the alternate digits. So 11 का अगर divisibility rule apply करें, so if I look at this first form of the number, so I can say that a plus b should be equal to a, okay, or the difference here a plus b minus a should be 11 or 22 or anything, okay. So the second possibility cannot arise, a plus b minus a, that means b is equal to a multiple of 11. No, it cannot be, okay, because b cannot be 0 or 11 or maybe any other number. Now the first possibility, a plus b is equal to a, if a will get cancelled, then b is equal to 0, also is not the possibility. So I can say that the number cannot be of this form, okay. The same problem will be with the third form, BAA, the same, exactly the same problem, okay. So I can say that the number can be of the form ABA, okay. Now the sum of these two, that is 2A minus B, okay. So this value should be either 0 or a multiple of 11, that means it can be 11, right. Now this difference, can it be 0? Let's check. Now if this difference is 0, that means 2a is equal to b. So if 2a is equal to b, in that case for any value of a, b will be an even number. But b cannot be an even number. So I will remove the possibility that this difference can be 0. Now the next possibility, 2a minus b, can it be 11? Let's check it out. So 2b minus, 2a minus b is equal to 11. Now if b is 1, then a will be equal to 6. If b is 1, then a will be equal to 6, which is not possible. If b is 3, then a will be equal to 11 plus 3 divided by 2, that is 7. So yes, this I can see as a possibility. So if b is 3, then a will be equal to 7. So the number can be written as 737. This is a possibility. Now if b is 5, then a will be equal to 8. A as 8 cannot be possible because this is an even number. If b is 7, a will be equal to 9. So the number can be 979. So this is another possibility. If b is 9, then a will be equal to 10. 10 is not a single digit number, neither it is an odd digit. Okay. So that's it. These are the two possibilities that may arise for this number. Number can be 737 or it can be 979. So there are two possibilities of this number. So the correct answer will be option B. Alright. Okay. Now moving ahead. Alright. So friends, that was the last question from my side for the day. I hope you would have liked this session. Now some important information for all of you. Now you can register for 5 steps to ace CLAT 2025 free live interactive workshop to be conducted on 28th of February at 6 p.m. The workshop will be taken by Alpa ma'am. So you will have to go to our application and register for this free live and interactive workshop. Also kickstart your OLED preparation. You can talk to our counselor by visiting our application and clicking the button talk to our counselor. Get started for CLAT 2025. You must start early to stay ahead. Now this CLAT 2025 UG comprehensive course is comprised of all the things which you can see on your screen. There will be 380 plus hours of live classes, more than 300 plus recorded videos with 55 mock tests, 10,000 plus topic wise practice questions, sectional practice test, study material, doubt resolution, and CAT Ignite, which is our monthly e-magazine for current affairs. You can enroll this program by talking to our counselor on the below mentioned number. Also put your OLED preparation to the test by joining the most affordable test series, Law 2024 UG test series, which comprises 25 CLATs 15 islets and 15 bullets. Okay. So by this test series, you can if you have any doubt, you can talk to our counselor at the number that is given below at the bottom of the screen. You can get social with us on all these social media platforms. That's all from my side, my dear friends. Thank you for having me here. Have a good day. Bye bye.